Hello, my name is Daniel Basilio, and this is my presentation on comparing mollusks, the giant squid and the colossal squid, made by Daniel Basilio and me. Alright, let's start with some basic info on the giant squid. Just want to put it out there, I will not pronounce these names right, because I am not educated in that yet, but I will soon learn their names to perfection. Let's get started. The Latin name is Archaeotodus. Its phylum is the Mollusca. Its family is the Archaeotodide. The genus is the Archaeotodus, and its species is the Archaeotodus ducks. Alright, so that was some basic info on the giant squid and its name, its species, genus, all that. And okay, we move on with the body description of the giant squid. As you can see here, we have a diagram of the giant squid and what it looks like, and what it usually looks like. But the giant squid is very known because of its large tentacles, which are used to hunt prey. These tentacles give them the ability to grab onto the prey and make it impossible for the prey to get out of their grip, and that's how they feed on their prey. As you can see, we have the mantle and its 8 arms with the long tentacles right here. These giant squid are also very, very known for being large, extremely large. That's why it's called the giant squid. But they can grow up to be 66 feet width, including their 2 long feeding tentacles. Also, its body type is very, very kind of slim, and it's not very puffed out like a pufferfish, or it's not very puffed out like, as we will see later, the colossal squid is. As for its range and habitat, the giant squid loves the South Africa waters, it loves the northern Atlantic waters, and it loves the northern Pacific waters. Also, if we see here, he is somewhat found in the tropics, but seeing a giant squid in the tropics is extremely rare because they do not like hot waters. They prefer cold waters, cold deep waters. That's why they inhabit these areas that I already mentioned. A fun fact is that before, scientists thought that there were many species of giant squid, considering that they were all over the place, like the northern Pacific, northern Atlantic, in New Zealand. But they came after gathering around 43 samples of giant squid in these different oceans. They came to the conclusion that there's just one species, and it varies very slightly. So it doesn't really vary a lot in DNA. Alright, as for reproduction and feeding, giant squids are very known for feeding by ripping the flesh apart with their beaks. So once they catch their prey, they wrap them around their tentacles, and then they use their beak to cut through all the flesh, and that's how they consume their prey. As for reproduction, it is not well known how exactly they reproduce, but there has been an idea, and here's the idea that I found. And usually males, after they release their sperm into the female, it goes into special sacs that are found on the female's arms and head tissues. After that, once the females lay their eggs, I found something that I thought was really cool, and that is that once they place their eggs on the ground, then it just becomes like they are kind of like binded together with like a gelatinous material, and that like keeps them together so that they don't go away or something. I found that really interesting, but as I was saying, it has never been recorded or seen how giant squids mate, so it's not 100%. So scientists are not 100% sure how it is they mate actually. Okay, the predators of the giant squid vary somewhat because of their size. They're really hard to be preyed upon, but adult giant squids are usually preyed upon by sperm whales and sleeper sharks. These are 2 huge animals that like to go down on these giant squid, and they can be preyed by these 2 animals, and they also prey on the sperm whale, so it's kind of crazy. But like, these are the 2 main predators for adult giant squids. As for juvenile giant squids, they get preyed on by sharks, deep water sharks, and deep water fishes also. because of their size, they haven't reached a level where they can defend themselves to their highest potential, so they're more easily preyed upon than the adult ones. Alright, and that's it for giant squids. Now moving on to the colossal squid. And again, a quick reminder, I can't pronounce these names right, so forgive me in advance. But the Latin name that I found for the colossal squid was Mesonicoteudis hamiltoni. Its genus is the Mesonicoteudis, and its phylum is the Mollusca, the family of Crenchidae, and the species of Hamiltoni. And that's some basic info on the colossal squid. Alright, as for their body description, as we can see in this diagram right here, the body parts are very similar to that of the giant squid. However, the shape of its body is completely different, and we will get into that later on in the presentation. But right now we can see here it's 8 arms, also 2 large tentacles that are used for gripping its prey. But however, these colossal squid are also quite big. They can reach up to be 46 feet long. That is taller than some buildings even. Alright. As for their range and habitat, they love cold water. Cold, deep water is basically what they root for here. They are never seen in tropical areas. They usually love waters in the tips of Argentina, the oceans of Antarctica. They love New Zealand waters, they love South African waters, and that's basically where they inhabit mostly. They also like to migrate to many places. That's why their range is not 100% sure known, because they're here and there, but that's basically the waters where they're mostly inhabited. Alright. As for feeding and reproduction, colossal squids also use beaks, and as they wrap their tentacles around the prey, with their beaks, they rip apart the flesh, and that's how they feed themselves. Their primary diet consists of many deep water fish, including some even eat deep sea squid as well. So their diet is pretty varied. As for reproduction, scientists cannot be 100% sure, since they have never seen a colossal squid mate in person, or that's kind of impossible. They have not seen a colossal squid mate on video, or their cameras that are underwater have not recorded anything. So scientists cannot be 100% sure of how they mate, but there is an idea, and it's similar to that of the giant squid. And they lay eggs, because all squids lay eggs. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, as for their predators, considering that they are not huge, but they're big, but they're not huge, so they are preyed upon a vast number of animals, including whales. Whales are one of their top predators in the oceans. These can be sperm whales, bottlenose whales, pilot whales, and they prey upon these colossal squid, so they have to be careful of those. And not only those, but as they're growing, they're very young. They're very small, I'm sorry. And they get preyed upon some seals, they get preyed upon toothfish, and sleeper sharks. So considering that they are not as big as the giant squid, they are preyed on more animals because of their body size. Okay. Now we get to similarities between giant squids and colossal squids. As you see here, there is some similarities listed in here, and it might seem like just a couple words and not a full-on explanation, but I will explain it right here in this video. Some similarities between the colossal squid and the giant squid are their feeding styles, and I say this because they prey upon an animal, and once they prey upon them, they grab them with their tentacles and they use their beaks to cut through the flesh, and they both do this. So this is a very, very key similarity between these two animals. Their body types, also backing up what I just said, their body types are very similar, considering that they are both squid and they are both very large. Their body types consist of mantles, arms, 8 arms, beaks, and which they use to hunt and feed. As for their predators, they have very similar predators. Some differences, of course, considering that they're not the same size, but they have similar predators that include the sperm whale and the sleeper sharks. These two are huge predators of both the squid. And they also, something I forgot to add here, I'm sorry, but they also live in very similar waters. For example, the colossal squid lives in the African waters, South African waters. They live around the New Zealand waters, and so does the colossal squid. They also live in those two areas. Alright, as for differences, colossal squid and giant squid, I think their biggest difference is their size, honestly, because as we've already reviewed, the giant squid can reach up to be 66 feet long. As for the colossal squid, he can only be 46 feet long. This is very different, considering that because of this, colossal squid are vulnerable to way more predators than the giant squid, and this gives them a very big disadvantage to the giant squid. And that's one of their main differences. Also, their bodies aren't the same. You can tell a colossal squid by looking at its mantle and its head. It's very puffed out like a balloon, and its fins stick out. As for the giant squid, its head is very compacted. It's large, but it's compacted. As for where they live, I've also said that it's similar where they live, but there's some differences as well. And some differences include the fact that the colossal squid does not inhabit the North Atlantic or North Pacific oceans, and the giant squid does. Those are one of its favorite places. But the giant squid does not inhabit the Antarctic Ocean or the tips of Argentina, like the oceans near Argentina. And this is like the key difference of where they live and how much more space they give each other. But they also share some waters, like I already explained. But those are its key differences between them. And this has been my presentation on comparing mollusks, the giant squid, and the colossal squid. Thank you for watching. Have a very nice day.